We live in a world where technology advances have redefined how we live and interact daily. While the digital revolution has made communication easier and provided quick, nearly unlimited access to information, these changes have come with challenges that deeply affect our mental health. The promise of a more connected, practical, and efficient life is not exactly what many people experience, as the effects of technology on our minds and emotions reveal complex, sometimes unsettling facets. Today, we'll explore the relationship between technology and mental health, highlighting how this relationship brings benefits but also significant consequences for psychological well-being. Technology has put the world at our fingertips, transforming how we communicate. Now, with social media and instant messaging platforms, it's possible to stay in constant contact with family and friends, even those miles away. For many, the ability to stay connected with loved ones acts as a safeguard for mental health, offering comfort and emotional support. Yet, there's a downside. This 24/7 connectivity has led to something few could have foreseen at the start of the digital era: the rise of loneliness. Paradoxically, though we have more access to people, the nature of our relationships has changed. Studies reveal that time spent on social media or virtual interactions often replaces time spent cultivating deeper, in-person relationships, which can lead to feelings of isolation. In addition to loneliness, constant social media use brings harmful comparisons, where people, often unconsciously, begin evaluating their own lives through a distorted lens. Most of us only share the positive moments: vacations, achievements, moments of joy. The problem is that this idealized portrait of others' lives can skew our self-image, leading to cycles of insecurity, low self-esteem, and even anxiety and depression. In many cases, the time spent on social media creates a dependency on validation that disrupts mental health, especially in younger individuals whose self-identity is still forming and more susceptible to influence. Another significant impact of technology on mental health is the rise in anxiety levels. In this digital age, where information and notifications constantly arrive, the need to stay updated and connected leads to a continuous sense of urgency. Many of us have experienced FOMO, fear of missing out, the fear of missing something important. This constant feeling that something unmissable is happening, and we aren't there to see it, escalates anxiety and prevents us from relaxing or unplugging. Studies show that compulsively checking notifications, especially upon waking up or before bed, elevates stress levels and impairs sleep quality, which is vital for mental health balance. Along with anxiety comes the phenomenon of information overload. With today's technology, we're bombarded with news, content, and information every minute of the day. Taking in so much information can create cognitive stress, depleting our ability to process and determine what's relevant and necessary in our lives. Instead of gaining a broad, healthy understanding of the world around us, we often end up overwhelmed with excessive, alarming, or sensationalized data, which contributes to higher levels of anxiety and stress, especially during crises. Another crucial point is how technology affects the way we see ourselves. The constant use of image filters and photo editing apps on social media places us under pressure to meet unrealistic standards of beauty and appearance. This phenomenon, especially impactful among teens and young adults, increases the risk of developing body image issues and eating disorders. The need to conform to unreachable appearance standards leads to cycles of dissatisfaction, where people constantly compare themselves to images that are often idealized and far from reality. When discussing how technology affects mental health, we must address digital dependency and device addiction. The spread of smartphones, tablets, and computers has made these devices an essential part of our routines. The easy access to games, apps, and social media has increased our reliance on these devices for entertainment and distraction. However, this excessive dependence is alarming. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to pleasure and reward, is released whenever we get a new notification or message, creating a positive reinforcement cycle that keeps us engaged. When uncontrolled, this cycle results in digital addiction, a condition that brings mental health problems like increased irritability, difficulty concentrating, restlessness, and impulsivity. Digital addiction can interfere with daily tasks and compromise the ability to interact with the real world fully. In the workplace, technology also brings mental health challenges. The possibility of working remotely and easy digital communication has led to what's known as boundaryless work, where professional and personal hours blur. With work emails and messaging apps on our phones, many feel the need to be available at all times, which can lead to burnout, a condition of extreme emotional and physical exhaustion. Without clear boundaries between work and rest, the balance between personal and professional life suffers, leading to increased stress and emotional strain. There's another, less discussed but equally important factor in technology's impact on mental health: our ability to concentrate and process information. Being constantly exposed to a range of digital stimuli, like social media and apps, affects our focus. The habit of switching between tasks and information quickly, of endlessly scrolling through news feeds without much attention, weakens our ability to focus on a single task for extended periods. This phenomenon, known as fragmented attention, is one of the cognitive effects of the digital age that negatively impacts productivity, learning, and psychological well-being. Despite the issues discussed, we can't deny that technology, when used with awareness and responsibility, can be a powerful tool for promoting mental health. Meditation apps, mood tracking tools, and online support networks can be valuable allies for those looking to care for their mental well-being. Telemedicine, for instance, has made it easier to access psychologists and psychiatrists, allowing more people to receive professional support, which is especially crucial in areas where access to these services is limited. Online support networks, like forums and help groups, also provide emotional support and create a space where people with similar experiences can share and support each other. Ultimately, technology is a tool that can either support or harm mental health, depending on how it's used. It can bring out the best in us by connecting and facilitating emotional support, or it can expose our vulnerabilities, feeding insecurities and triggering anxiety and dependency. It's up to each of us as a society to seek balance in our use of technology, a middle ground where connectivity and digital conveniences enhance our quality of life instead of becoming a burden or a detriment to our mental health. The first step in addressing these challenges is awareness. It's essential for people to understand how excessive technology use can affect their emotions, relationships, and overall well-being. With this awareness, we can learn to set boundaries, to disconnect and take care of ourselves, and to prioritize real interactions, those that happen away from screens. Digital education, for both young and older generations, is crucial for learning how to manage technology in a healthy and sustainable way. Ending this analysis of technology's impact on mental health with a reflection reminds us that while technology has profoundly changed how we live, we still have control over how we use it. We have the power to reshape our relationship with digital tools so that they serve as instruments of progress rather than traps for our mental health. May we, therefore, learn to balance the advantages of technology with our human need for real connection and emotional well-being.